Hello viewers, my name is Eric and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition Missions with me, Eric. Today we're going to be doing another mission. This time it's called Resort Supply, and it's a beginner level mission where we fly apples to a resort near Meadow Valley State Airport and then fly another load innuendos to Lost River Resort. After delivering the apples, recover an abandoned aircraft at Muskegon State Airport. Estimated time to complete 60 minutes. Let's go to briefing. So I'll split this probably into 2 episodes. So, what do we do? Yep, we've read this already. We'll be flying a Beechcraft Baron 58, and navigation will depart Shilin Municipal Airport and pass through the Okanagan MOA Military Operations Area, which extends from 300 feet AGL to 9,000 feet, en route to a first stop at, all that, to cross mountains, drop off your co-pilot, and retrieve an abandoned mall, which is a STOL plane. Alright, so we can navigate this mission by following the mission compass and mission pointers, blah 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 blah, communication, maps and charts. So, here's the maps and charts as usual. I don't understand what, I can read maps, but I'm just not gonna bother. Let's go. The engine's off. Let's start the engines.
Alright, the apples are all loaded up, so we're good to go. You do the flying, I'll handle the radios. This is an uncontrolled airport, so there's nobody to grant taxi clearance. Taxi to runway 2 whenever you're ready.
I'm ready as fuck. Let's go.
This should be a pretty straightforward flight. First we'll fly north up the valley and make 2 stops to drop off these apples at Metal Valley and Lost River. Then we'll hop west over the mountains to Muskegon so I can pick up the mall. The other new guy dead sticked in yesterday when he ran out of fuel. Had to take a boat all the way back down the lake. There's a can of gas in the back so I can ferry them all back here.
Maybe we should dead stick in too, so that we can take a boat ride in a flight simulator. Yeah, that's cool. Look at the reflections on the propellers, the metal bit on the propeller. Look at the wind, it's a crosswind. So we will have to angle ourselves a bit if we want to maintain course. Alright, so ever so carefully we will get to that green marker, even though we don't need a full runway. But I think it's nice to, give ourselves a bit of wiggle room. Alright, let's go. As in we're going, and we are almost set. Let's that braking is a bit harsh, but we're at the runway. Flaps down, and we're ready to rock.
I don't see any traffic. Let's go.
Let's go. Look at all those shiny lights.
Lake Chelan traffic, Baron 1 Foxtrot Sierra departing to the northeast.
Okay, a bit of stutter there, but no problem. Let's just lift off. Be resolute in our liftoff. Yay, we didn't bounce on a runway. Flaps up. Alright, so bouncing on a runway is bad, and it can be avoided if you're resolute in pulling up. As you saw in the previous videos, I don't know, I forgot if I did that, but in the previous videos...
You can use the GPS to fly direct to Meadow Valley State if you want, but it's more fun to stay low and just follow the valley north. The identifier for the airport is Sierra 52 if you want to use the GPS.
Of course I want to use the GPS.
Northeast.
Let's use the GPS. Sierra 52S 5 and 2. Let's enter and activate. Alright, so now that we've got our course plotted, let's pause it for a bit to configure the autopilot. So we'll set our altitude somewhere, yep, over there, at around 6,000 feet. Yep, and then we'll, we don't need to touch the vertical speed; it's automatic. And let's turn on autopilot and click on altitude hold. And then let's go find the nav nav GPS switch, which is somewhere here. No, that's vertical speed, autopilot, and flight director. And that's the navigation lights, which is different from the oh, there it is. Alright. Let's turn on the nav hold, and let's unpause. And we should be automatically... Oh wait, I think we're gonna crash into that mountain. Let's increase our climb speed a bit.
I checked with flight service and the Okanagan MOA isn't active right now, but I'll check with Seattle Center again before we enter it.
Alright, so if the MOA is active, then will they be like testing nuclear bombs or something? I don't know. The thing about twin-engine planes is that they go twice as fast, roughly less than twice as fast as regular planes, and they have redundancy, because 2 engines is better than 1. Of course, that wasn't the philosophy of the early American settlers, who felt that maybe 1 engine is better than 2, because you know, natives are scary. Native engines. Okay.
I've flown this route dozens of times, but it seems more like hundreds. Maybe you can be a safety pilot for me sometime, and I'll try it with my eyes closed.
Sure.
Just kidding.
I think it may be feasible for like if you knew the exact weather conditions, you could probably, I mean, obviously it would be risky, but if you had a good enough, I don't know, skill or something, you could probably fly, you know where you're at based on your, based on gravity, and, just based on your inner accelerometer. But of course, I'm not sure about that. We're at 4,000 feet, and let's continue climbing. We could probably get up to 7,000. Because the MOA is at 9,000, so if we stay within that, I don't know if that's good or not. We should probably increase our vertical speed. But the engine's sounding kind of weird, and we're twisting around for some reason. We're yawing for some reason. Not sure why. Maybe there's like winds up here. But nope, we're all stalling.
We're building up some ice. Better turn on
Shit.
the pitot and prop heat.
The speed meter is off, so let's find the icing switch, which is not here, not here, not here, not here, and here. I think here, yeah. Nope, not the prop sync. But we could probably use the prop sync. Although I don't know what that does, but it probably synchronizes the props. But let's turn on all the icing. And that restores our pitot tube. I think it's called a pitot. But we're still at we're still slowing down, I think. And we're continuing to slow down. I think we need to drop. I think we need to drop a bit. Slow down our ascent, because the engines feel weak. The sound coming from the engines is like weak right now. It's because they've got all those, flu-infested blankets. But yep, we're so close to the mountain below us. Yeah, I think this isn't good. We have to drop back down. Maybe 5,000. Because right now, the engines seem to be losing power for some reason. Alright. 5,000, I think 5,000 is good. And, we just yawed a bit again. I don't know why. but I don't care. Look at all those low-res textures on the engine. And the gear up light is on for some reason. Like, I mean, we put the gear up before, like right after the takeoff, but I don't know why it's like the sign is only up. You know, the light is only up now. It's only lighting now. That's weird. That's our transponder code and RMI. Radio magnetic iPhone. Okay, so we're still going pretty damn slow here, and we're at 5,000 feet already. So let's see. Yep, 114 ground speed.
There must be a run on apple pie at these resorts, or maybe the road's closed from all the snow we've had. It's a pretty quick trip in the Barren, but personally, I'd rather be flying the Mall into these short strips.
Yep, the Mall is a tail dragger, and tail draggers are slightly more difficult to maneuver on the ground. And I think we're stalling. We need to drop down to 4,000 feet. Alright. Because the engines, I don't know, I think the engines probably have like an altitude. Oh yeah, see? Now it's back. Now it's back.
There's another airport, Twist,
running
just
again.
south of Methow Valley State. I made the mistake of landing there the first time I came up here. Never heard the end of it. Max doesn't like his pilots wasting fuel. Maybe that's why the new guy pushed his luck.
And the gear up sign is off again. So I think the gear up sign turns on whenever your engine like loses power or something. I'm not sure. But it would like make sense, you know. See? And now we're like rapidly gaining speed again. Is that I don't think that's how real planes work. But then again, this is a simulator, and you know, there's more chance that I'm bugged than it. Maybe it knows something that I don't. Let's see. Good possibility. We're at 160 knots. Normally, like in real life, I would probably care a bit about fuel consumption. But right now, I'm just gonna full throttle it. We're shaking a bit. It's weird. But we're moving at a steady pace. We're moving at a steady pace, so that's good. And look at all the whiteness of the place. It's all wintry and stuff. There's a bit of turbulence. And we're still at, yep, the autopilot. Autopilot's nice, huh? You can just sit back and relax and shit. While the computer flies it. Oh, there's the green marker right there in front of us. That's where Meadow Valley State is. And yeah.
You see that? I think the MOA's hot. I totally forgot to call center.
See what?
Keep your eyes open and I'll find out what's going on. Seattle Center. Baron
Are there like
71 Foxtrot Sierra.
Baron 71 Foxtrot
fighters?
Seattle Center, go ahead.
Look, there seems to be like streaks.
1 Foxtrot Sierra just south of Twist.
That's
Is the Okanagan Bravo MOA hot right now?
Let's
71
look for
Foxtrot Sierra, stand by.
the planes. There should be like fighter planes or something. Because it's a military operations area.
Baron 71 Foxtrot Sierra, affirmative. The Okanagan Bravo MOA is active this morning from 0800 to 1000 local time.
Oh, cool.
300 to 9,000 feet. JFR is at your own risk.
All right, thanks. 71 Foxtrot Sierra.
Okay, so where is the
This isn't good, but we're almost to the airport,
fighter?
so let's keep going. Tell you what, We're almost to the excluded area around Twist, so let's go down below 300 feet and hope we don't have any close encounters.
I guess. Should we though? Like, we're up here quite nicely. Oh look! Fighters! Fighters! Look at those. 3 fighters. 4 fighters. Like, that must be like
Whoa!
$10 billion.
Stay below 300 feet.
Alright, so what was that? Oh yeah, that was the autopilot. Yeah, okay. So,
Man, I never thought I'd see an F-18 that close. I hope they were going too fast to read our tail number. We're not supposed to be this low.
Yeah. And the gear up sign is on again. Because I've turned off the engine. Now the engine's back. I didn't turn off the engine, just pull back on the throttle. Alright, let's go. This is nice.
Okay, there's Twist. Meadow Valley is just beyond it. The floor of the MOA around the airports is 1,500 feet, so we can climb the normal pattern altitude for the landing.
Okay, so that's, I think, 2SO is Twist. And beyond that, the other circle and the airport is... Yeah, so anyway, I think we can climb back into... Which we are already at. The altitude which we're already at. Oh, I see the airport right there in front of us. There's a bit of scenery stuff. At the end of the green pointers. And the reason I leave the green mission compass on is because, like, there are some HUD elements in video games that I consider realistic. For example, a pilot in the area would know where Meadow Valley State is, but I don't. But this green marker represents what the pilot knows, and in turn, that means what I know. For example, or another thing is the ammo count in, like, first-person shooters. Like I don't keep track of how many shots I shoot at people, but because I'm not, like, military trained, I don't have that knowledge.
The
But
wind favors landing on 1-3. Nobody's in the pattern. Let's enter for left traffic on 1-3.
alright, left traffic. It's supposed to be yeah, left traffic, so we should be heading towards the right here, because that's leftwards of 1-3, which is opposite to where we're flying now. So yeah, like I said, in first-person shooters and stuff, I don't keep track of my ammo, but at the same time, I feel that maybe a soldier would, because, you know, soldiers are trained to do that kind of thing. So I don't find the HUD particularly, like, immersion breaking, because, you know, the soldier would know where, you know, if I were a pilot in the pilot, I would know where the airport is. Same in the, for example, in video games, if I were the soldier, I would know where the destination is. The what's the face? The objective is. I would know where it is. So I don't consider these HUD elements to be immersion breaking at all. Anyway, where we've entered the pattern, we're on the downwind leg of the pattern, and we are going to fly parallel to the to the runway, and then we're gonna do a sharp turn. We're gonna drop the flaps, and then drop the gear. There we go. And then we are going to fly on a bit more until we feel confident about making a U-turn towards the runway. Let's go. Alright, so that's a canyon turn, even though we had plenty of room for non-canyon turns, but still, canyon turns are, like, useful. And let's approach it. Had plenty of, like, these turning approaches before, so, you you know, trust me, we'll survive this. I hope. Please don't die. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, I think we're fine. We're fine. We're fine, and we're lined up. And this is a narrow-ass runway. And let's, force ourselves
The resort
down.
van is parked on the northeast side of the field. Taxi up and I'll help unload the apples.
Cool. There's the van. And we should be stopping shortly. And... yep. There. We can make a tight turn here. So one thing that annoys me about FSX is that you can't... the missions is that you can't replay your landings while because it's a mission, so you can't replay your landings, and sometimes I do nice landings and I want to replay them. Oh, look at the scenery behind the truck is just glitchy as shit. No worries.
The apples are all unloaded. Taxi back to runway 13 for a
That was
departure.
fast. I didn't even completely stop. Bullshit. Yeah, there's a bit of problem with the scenery. Like, again, it's a 6-year-old, 8 fucking game from 2006. And there's a fuel depot right there. So yeah, the glitchiness is to be expected. The Steam Edition doesn't fix a lot. It fixes some things, but it doesn't fix everything. And I don't think, yeah, we've made a wrong turn. We have to go on the runway actually to reach the end of that runway. So we have to taxi back towards the end of the runway and then make a U-turn on that U-turn pad at the end of the runway, which there usually is. Let's go. So yeah, we don't want to go too fast here, otherwise we'll not be able to brake in time. And yeah. Actually, logically, with this distance we should have been able to just take off, but not gonna take any chances. So, bit of taxiing here, and there's that side thingy, which we're gonna use to make a U-turn. Or to make a 180. Look at the turn coordinator going batshit. And let's take off. Right here. Full throttle, and let's go.
Meadow Valley traffic, bearing 1 Foxtrot Sierra, departing northwestbound.
And there's that glitchy scenery again, and we're off the ground again. See, we barely needed like 1/4 of the runway. Flaps up,
The
gear up.
border of the MOA is only about 5 miles northwest of here. We stay low and keep our eyes open, we should be okay. Okay, let's continue northwest up the valley to Lost River. The identifier is Whiskey 12 if you want to use the GPS.
Sure, let's use the GPS. W12. So that's, nope, that's not a key, that's not a key, okay. Yep, we need to use the small knob. I think, yep. W 1 2. Lost River Resort.
Stay low for now.
Alright, let's stay low for now. And let's also make another unnecessarily steep turn towards our target. And it's another 20 nautical miles. And we're falling towards the ground here. But no worries. You're not scared. Look at the scenery. It's okay actually. The scenery isn't great, but it's fine. And I think we can climb back to 4,000 feet. Yep, the autopilot is on, and so is the nav, and altitude hold. That's nice. We're just gonna
There
sit.
goes some more F-18s.
Oh, there it is. Look at those fucking fuel wasters. Not even carrying missiles. Like, what if we were terrorists? What would they do, huh? Would they just kamikaze into our planes if we were like terrorists? Fucking hell. And so yeah, it's just a straight line towards that green marker in front of us. Let's look around, see if we can spot any more F-18s and stuff. There we go. There's the sun behind us. Look at this. This is like screenshot worthy.
Uh-oh, looks like they're coming back for another look.
Where is it?
Just keep heading northwest.
Where is it? I think... Can we see them? Can we see them? Are they here? Or are they at the right... Nope. Oh, I hear them. I hear them. They should be somewhere. Now they're gone again. For some reason. I don't know where they are. I can't see them. Shit. I hear them. I hear the sound of jet engines. But I don't see them. This is bullshit. What the fuck? Let's slump back into the seat, see if we can look higher.
According to the GPS on the chart, we're clear of the MOA right about here.
Oh, great.
Continue up the valley as long as the weather's okay, and let's climb to 3,500 feet.
Oh, I'm already above you. I'm at 4,000. Okay. So there's the airport right there. And the resort, ski resort. And isn't flying wonderful? Like without planes, it'll take at least 2 to 3 hours to get from the airport we were at to the airport we're going towards. So, you know, probably more than 3 hours. So yeah, air travel is like really, you know, necessary, to say the least. Which is why I support like biofuels and stuff, because, you know, biofuels are the answer to prolonging the feasibility of air travel without developing like imaginary batteries and stuff. Biofuels are the answer, in my opinion, because, you know, they're renewable and they can be made to work with existing combustion engines, such as turbines and stuff. Alright. We're encountering a bit more turbulence here, and we're coming up on that Lost River quite fast. About 5 nautical miles. And there's the terrain with its terrain shadow.
The airstrip is at the junction of a couple of valleys, and it's a tight fit. If the wind's the same up there, we'll need to land to the southeast on runway 11. It's a right traffic pattern, and the turnaround is tight. Keep our speed low and use the flaps.
No problem. I like tight, if you know what I mean. So let's drop, and let's reduce throttle, and we're going to drop flaps as soon as we get down to like 130 knots or something. There's the autopilot off, and I think we should drop flaps and drop more flaps and drop gear.
Up ahead. Looks like the wind is coming from the southeast. Fly over the airport to check for obstructions, then circle to land on runway 11.
right traffic pattern is of course the left to the left of the runway. And we should throttle back up a bit so that we don't stall out. And let's check the runway for obstructions, of which it looks kind of clear, I think. Yeah, it looks kind of clear. And yep, we can land now. Let's give ourselves a wide berth and yeah, let's turn around. Well, we can see the resort clearly now, and yeah. So throttle to full, and then we can execute our canyon turn as soon as we put enough distance between us and Lost River. Yep, that's probably enough. Here we go. So many G's. And yep, I think we're gonna do fine at this landing. Alright, throttle down to nothing, and yeah. So a resort has its own runway. That's pretty sweet. And we're slightly off to the right here, but there are winds, and we should be able to land like this. And it get and it go a little something like this. Yeah. And now we can make
Good
our
landing. This one's a bit tricky.
Of course it is. But you know what else is a bit tricky? Me. Yeah, that's right.
Taxi up to the resort to unload the apples.
Alright, then let's turn around and head towards the resort to unload the Vaganabo. Again, we have to taxi a bit. I think if I just landed straight in, it would have been okay too. There was enough runway. But it probably wouldn't have been realistic or anything like that. Because, but then again, but then I wouldn't have to have, like, you know, taxied all the way back towards the resort, which is glitching as usual for FSX. And there's the winds, and there doesn't appear to be any, like, discernible taxiways into the towards the resort. I don't know. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be, like, discernible taxiways. You can't see any. It's all covered in white and brown. So I think I'm just gonna cut straight into the resort, circling around that patch of green stuff, because that's probably supposed to be like a forest or something. Incidentally, I turned off the auto-gen objects like the forests because it was spawning bushes inside the runway, on the runways, which is not cool. And there are a bunch of snowmobiles, and let's park as close to the resort as we can, and then brake and stop the plane. See if we can't. Is it unloading? I don't know how close do you have to be near. How near do you have to be to the resort to get it to unload? Probably here. Let's stop here. Oh, there we go.
Okay, you're just about rid of me. Just a quick hop southwest over the mountains to Stehekin State. If you look at the GPS, its identifier is 6 Sierra Niner.
Cool, let's go.
Let's take off to the southeast on runway 11.
6 Sierra Niner. Let's set up the GPS stuff first. 6 S9. Stehekin State. And let's activate. And let's flaps down. And taxi over to the runway there. Alright, throttle up, and let's go.
Lost River traffic, bearing 1 Foxtrot Sierra departing to the southeast.
Alright, and up we go. And gears up, flaps up.
None of the valleys lead to the airport, so we'll have to go over the top at some point. Might as well climb and fly direct to the airport.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna do that. Let's climb for a bit. Let's climb to 4,000 feet first. I think that'll probably be like enough. We're at 3,000 and we're heading towards that cliff there, but no worries because we won't crash
Keep
into it.
climbing as we head down the valley. Once we gain some altitude, you can turn southwest and head for the airport.
Good advice. I think that's an opening we can take right in front of us. Over there. And we should be able to just take that route to the airport. Which is right only 20 nautical miles out. So, you know, it shouldn't be too far away. Shouldn't be like too difficult to get there. GPS on. And let's increase our altitude to 4,500 feet. Actually 5,000. If I can handle that. Now hopefully, hopefully, the engine won't like quit on us like it did just now. Nope. I don't know. Yeah, we can't go straight ahead because there's like the mountain blocking us. We need to give ourselves as much maneuvering room as possible. Alright, so there appears to be an opening to our right again, so we should take that. Right. So we should be there in like 7 minutes. Although I have to say the engines aren't sounding particularly strong here. But you know, we got plenty of room. We're at 6,000 feet now. And the engine just keeps getting quieter and quieter. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fiddle around with the mixture controls and yeah. Let's see if, you know, lowering the mixture will help improve the engine's situation. Because, you know, the mountains seem pretty damn high here, and there doesn't seem to be, you know, if we can't get over them, it's gonna be, like, bad. One thing we are is definitely losing speed.
Baron 1 Foxtrot Sierra base.
1 Foxtrot Sierra, go ahead.
We just had an interesting chat with some military folks. Seems they didn't like you participating in their training exercise. Max is pretty upset about this.
Base, say again, you're breaking up. Having some radio problems here.
1 Foxtrot Sierra, I'll keep it short. You're in big trouble.
Oh, I'm in big trouble, spank me.
Roger, Baron 1 Foxtrot Sierra.
Holy shit. Well, if they didn't like it, they shouldn't have put a ring on it.
Don't let that worry you. There's a shortage of pilots. What are they gonna do, fire us? Don't answer that. It was a rhetorical question.
Okay, so. But I'm not worried about being fired since I'm a gamer. But I am worried about us losing all this speed and stuff. It's not cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the side of this mountain. And hopefully things will be good. Alright. So we're still, although I am, it's partly my fault that I'm diving downwards. Because we are kind of losing some thrust here. Now no, it's only 7 nautical miles out. It's right there. We need to... Let's see if we can't get over this ridge. Nope, we're gaining altitude, but we're not going any faster. In fact, we're losing ground speed. And yep, this is like a closed canyon. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just turn around. Make a U-turn here. Because this isn't gonna work out well. Yeah, I'm gonna make a U-turn. Okay. This is not cool. Not cool. Not cool at all.